If you've been following the case of Kei'mai Latigue out of Toledo, Ohio, there was a major development today in court regarding her father, Darnell Jones. I'm Melissa Andrews, a crime and investigative reporter and anchor covering the case. This is Darnell as he appeared in court today, looking right into my camera. The reason that he was in court today was kind of twofold. He is facing rape, kidnapping, and strangulation charges in 3 new cases. You heard that right. It's 3 separate cases, 3 separate victims, and none of those victims are Jones's daughter, Kei'mai Latigue. Lucas County prosecutors say that these new charges came from investigating Kei'mai's case, and they found these new victims. So Darnell Jones is now facing a total of 7 counts of rape, 4 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of strangulation, and 1 count of gross sexual imposition. These allegations, as I said, involve 3 separate cases, and they date as far back as 2013. In one case, prosecutors allege that he raped and kidnapped a 6-year-old girl between 2013 and 2015. A second case involves allegations of rape from 2018, and the third involves an adult victim, and that this crime happened in July of 2024. This is the case that involved kidnapping, rape, and strangulation. Now, Jones's bond was set at $1.2 million for those 3 cases. He did plead not guilty, but it's kind of a moot point because he is already in jail without bond for the murder of his daughter, 13-year-old Kei'mai Latigue, and this case is going to trial in October. And a lot of what we spent time in court today was another pretrial hearing in relation to this case. And today, we saw the defense, the prosecution, and the judge really start to hammer out some of what they're going to be doing when it comes to jury selection. So the summonses are going to start going out next week, a week from today, for 350 registered voters here in Lucas County. The judge needs to seat 18 jurors to hear this case. It is a capital murder case in which Darnell Jones is facing the death penalty. The defense successfully asked the judge today to re-add some questions that were removed about race, guns, and shootings onto the potential questionnaire that jurors will be going over to find out, what are their thoughts on certain topics? Do they have any biases that we need to know about? What is their background? What is their job? They'll answer all those sorts of questions on this questionnaire. That questionnaire is not completed yet, but the judge did allow those questions on race, guns, and shootings because those topics are likely to come up during the course of the trial, and everybody wants to know how the jurors feel about those topics. So right now, the trial date is approaching. We are looking at October 19th, and that is going to be, again, in addition to these completely separate 3 cases that Darnell Jones is now facing. One other thing that I wanted to point out here is that Jones' defense team wants individual voir dire, meaning they feel that these potential jurors, when they are brought in to hear their opinions on everything, that they'll feel more comfortable just being individually questioned. We saw this happen in the Dale Warner trial. It does take a long time. It took 2 weeks to seat a jury with the individual voir dire process. The judge warned the defense in this case, this is going to take a long time. They were kind of brushed it off a little bit, but it does take a long time, 2 weeks. On the other hand, the defense said, this is a capital murder case. This is a death penalty case. We'll take as much time as we need to make sure that we are getting the jurors that we need to get.